Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls. But the dolls were always and forever baby dolls. Until...
You just gave me news that my pink scarf dry rotted or dissolved. I have this shirt with pink font on it, but I don't have any pink anything.
Look, these are the only two pink things I have, and then I have like one like tie-dyed pink wrestling sweatshirt, but that's it. I don't do pink of these.
Like the marketing around this movie, like
pink.
It's everywhere. Mm-hmm. I think it's Barbiemania.
Yeah.
And maybe like as hardcore as like Batman Mania in '89. Mm-hmm. Like it is literally the Barbie image and all the pink. So you can go to stores and be like, there's a pink this, there's a Barbie this. Like it's everywhere. And I predicted, we don't know as of this recording what the final opening weekend payout is going to be. The budget's around $145 million. I think it will surpass that after Global.
Sure.
And we predicted that this is probably going to be a pretty big ass movie.
I think this is going to be the biggest movie of the summer.
I hope it'll be bigger than The Flash. Yeah. I hope it deserves to be.
And this is the weekend of Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yes. Next week, next Wednesday, we'll be talking about Oppenheimer. We didn't go double weekend Oppenheimer and Barbie like a lot of people did. We're going to talk about Oppenheimer next weekend because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. I'm expecting it to be 3 hours and 10 minutes long.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But yes, we saw Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig.
Ooh, ooh. That song was not in the movie.
What?
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
There was like a remix of it.
Okay.
There's like, it was in there somewhere. Written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, who have their own little production company. Starring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, America Ferrera, Will Ferrell, and many others. Many cameos.
Yes.
And narrated by Helen Mirren.
Mm-hmm. Rhea Perlman.
Rhea Perlman plays Ruth. What was her last name? Hanson? I can't remember. The lady who created Barbie. She played her spirit.
Handler?
Handler, yes. That's their god. She was like talking to her god. We don't want to get too spoilery with this, I guess. Oh,
yeah, we shouldn't.
I don't think there's anything that's like mind-blowing in the movie, but like it does deal with... There's a lot of... Obviously, people are bringing their kids to this movie. And there's a lot of fun kid things to visualize, but it is kind of... It does feel like more... like it's targeted to our generation here.
I believe this is going to be one of those movies that kids are going to fucking love, and they're going to watch it, and they're going to know the songs, and they're going to love it. And then in 10 years, they're going to watch it again and go, oh.
I do think...
Oh, this was about...
the word patriarchy is only spoken...
The patriarchy!
No less than 50 times.
Oh my gosh.
It is dealing with these issues and this idea of self-identity. Mm-hmm. And that's cool. I don't know if it really explains anything that it's constantly referencing, but at the same time, kids will ask their parents, and would their parents be able to properly explain? It is kind of lofty to even explain all this, because when you do talk about patriarchy and stuff like that, and the nature of our gender and what we're trying to be and how we live in this world, it is inevitable, because we're human beings, that we're going to explain something that where our behavior contradicts what we're doing. For
sure. And obviously they take it sort of to the extremes to explain it. I think they do in a way. They basically say, in Barbie land, the women rule everything. And the men are kind of just like, they're because they're associated with the Barbies.
I know I'm not supposed to ask all these questions about the socioeconomic structure of Barbieland. What are the imports? What are the export? What is the cost of real estate? Is Barbieland a socialized society? Do they get medical bills? How much are the houses?
There's nothing wrong with them.
They don't even need food.
They have their own money. They said that.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, in Barbieland, the women are in charge. And when they go into the real world, Ken realizes that the men are in charge in the real world.
Let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Yeah.
Let's dance, Barbie girl.
And that's called the patriarchy. And so...
Ken, I fucking loved Ken.
Oh my God.
Show stealer.
Ken.
I thought Margot Robbie was great. I thought she did a great
actor
job.
Oscar.
But
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling as Ken was actually kind of awesome.
Also, he can sing.
And I feel like something's got to give. And I'm a little bit angry.
Yeah, he can sing a little.
He's so cute. I love him so much.
The sets in here, these are set. Did they build the dream houses and all
They had
that?
to have.
Well, it could have been like some digital thing
Well,
where you're a part of it and
I think
digitally
they
the
at
rest is
least
made.
probably built one.
Yeah.
Because they're inside of one a lot. They probably at least had one set of a Barbie dream house.
It all looked kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun movie to look at. I don't mind the color pink. You can
No, pink's great.
It actually had me thinking like I should own at least a few pink something. Right?
Yeah.
Because if I had pink clothes, I would have been like, I would have wore it.
I didn't wear either of these things.
Get in the
to
spirit
movie
of it.
Because I forgot I had this shirt. And it's not even pink.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not either. This is like salmon and this is like lavender. Like I don't actually own pink.
Now, yeah, women are more in charge in Barbieland, but it does seem kind of like everything's very simplified in Barbieland.
Yes.
Everything seems to be kind of easier.
No one's thinking too hard about things.
But Barbie is having some issues, some existential crises.
Yeah, they posit, I mean, without telling the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But they posit that Barbie is Barbie because of the people playing with her. And so as long as everyone playing with Barbie is super and happy, which is usually young girls, and that's super and happy. Oh, sorry, sidebar. They did this like 2001 opening that was my favorite part of the entire movie.
It was really funny.
I would just like to play that on a loop. Like little girls smashing
Seeing their
baby dolls.
Because
God.
the Mach 1 Barbie appears before them.
Brilliant.
And they're like the apes in 2001.
And these little sad looking little girls just living out in those desert. I don't know. It was so
funny.
fun.
It was good.
But yeah, so the little girls playing with the Barbies, like the Barbie kind of there's some like emotional connection.
The way your Barbie is dependent on how it's being played with in the real world.
I do like that there's one like fucked up Barbie.
Kate McKinnon plays weird Barbie.
She's the best.
Like when the kid cuts the hair off and draws all over the face.
Everyone, and when that girl says, I had one, everyone had one, that is the truth.
Yeah.
There was one Barbie whose hair got cut off, and you got in trouble when you cut that Barbie's hair off, but you still kept that Barbie. And you might put Sharpie mascara on that Barbie. Why not? She's already ruined. You might as well keep going. That's just how it is.
And they also don't have genitalia. They confer that.
Yes, they do not have genitalia.
Do they get it at the end? We'll let you watch it and find out.
But yeah, so yeah, Barbie goes in the real world and she meets up with America Ferrera and her daughter who hates Barbie, but then all of a sudden is like real cool with everything going on.
There's the Mattel Toy Company Corporation is there.
And they know about Barbieland.
They do. They seem to know all the information.
But no one else is supposed to know about Barbieland. It's a secret thing that only the Mattel Corporation knows.
But you get there to and from by first you ride a pink convertible.
Yes.
Then you gotta be on a boat, and then it's a rocket ship, and then you gotta camp out for a minute.
Yeah, and there's a snowmobile.
Yeah, and then you rollerblade.
Yeah. And you rollerblade into LA.
Now, we had connected that Barbie's emotions, her existential crisis, was in correlation to what was happening to her doll in the real world. And that implies that all these Barbies they're cheery because the kids, people who play with them, want them to have their fun. Like, it's what you do with Barbies. But
They do say that other Barbies have gone weird before.
sure, but they're going weird because the kids are fucking with them.
Yeah.
But Ken, he has his own range of emotions: jealousy, anger.
Yeah.
We don't see anyone playing with a Ken in the real world, and that is kind of an issue of where like Ken is. Who needs a Ken, right? Ken is second best.
Yeah,
and it creates a conflict of interest that we won't get too much into.
No, we don't need to, but it is interesting that he does. I think you said he has more emotional autonomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Than Barbie does, technically, which is kind of ironic considering some of the themes of the movie. I mean, Ken's not very smart. He's very simple, but he does have a lot of independent emotions.
Well, and he doesn't necessarily realize that he does.
No, he
because
doesn't.
Even he thinks that he's only good with Barbie.
Yeah.
Like, he's nothing without Barbie.
But Barbie is just the standard of confidence. So I guess that is kind of, they try to make that flip with the real world and the patriarchy. And so it's kind of right. In the Barbie land, Ken is kind of like even though he has like the real emotions, he isn't like, there's no reason for Barbie to be sad in Barbie land. But But there is
Every day's the
reasons
best
for
day.
Ken to be like sometimes jealous or pining or heartsick or because the world's
He's in
kind
the
of
friend zone.
yeah, he is in the. When I was little, I saw Ken and Barbie fuck. I was helping them,
Me too.
but they
My
were
Ken
eating
and
ass and
Barbie-
everything.
My Ken and Barbie likes to go skinny dipping in the bathtub.
Now look, they posited at this point there's Barbies of every race, creed, kind.
And there are.
But there was a Barbie in here in Barbie Land that did not exist, and I looked it up. There's no fat Barbie. There's shapely, hip, normal looking,
Yeah.
everyday childbirthing
Ordinary
hip,
Barbie.
ordinary Barbie. There's Barbies that look like real women, and then they're like, "Yes, we did it. This
But
is a
there's
fat
not a fat
person."
Barbie, yeah.
And you're like, "Wait, that's not a fat person.
No, that's a normal person.
There
and that's
isn't-
still the problem.
There's no fat Barbies."
Yeah, that got me a little bit because, there is that moment where the daughter, and it's on one of the previews, like there's this moment where like a young girl kind of like cuts Barbie down by like, we don't play with you. Like it's, sexist, impossible body image, like all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Which is also true. And I definitely also felt that way about Barbies at a point in my life where I was like, but it was also, being a teenage girl in the late 90s, it was every magazine, everything. You would read an editorial article about how it was so controversial that like a girl on the cover of 17 magazine didn't have a completely flat stomach.
yeah.
How brave of them.
And
How brave to put a girl without a completely flat stomach on a magazine cover.
there are no fat
There
Barbies.
was also only one.
yeah.
Everyone else was like a version of the ideal shape of a woman.
Sure. Yeah.
Except there was obviously a pregnant Barbie, which they were very embarrassed about. And that was real.
Yeah. Well,
That was a real thing.
a lot of the weird, like, Sugar Daddy Ken, like, all those were real,
The
apparently.
Ken with the necklace.
Yeah.
And they show it at the end. In the movie, he's wearing like a Barbie necklace. That Ken was wearing a cock ring around his neck. And Mattel did not know. So the story goes, and you can flash it up right now. The story goes, they wanted to do something cool and hip. And I want to say it was like the 70s-ish when this Barbie came out. And they were like, go see what the kids are doing, how they're, what they're wearing out at the clubs.
They were
kind of
like,
deal, right?
go out to Fire Island.
And so somebody went out to the clubs and was like, oh, all these like hip, cool young men are wearing these necklaces with like these circles on them. It was totally like a fetish thing. And they basically made fetish Ken.
I was in Provincetown,
But they call him
Massachusetts.
like earring Ken.
I went to Provincetown, Massachusetts,
Gay
and I got
Ken.
this inspiration.
And they sold them. It's like real hard to get one, apparently, I guess.
That's hilarious,
But
though.
like, yeah, it's like a big deal collector's item if you have one.
Alan.
Because they did actually sell them, but then they stopped. Oh yeah, there's an Alan.
Ken's buddy Alan, who was played by Michael Cera. That was a real one as well.
Yeah, that was. I don't understand Michael Cera.
He's Alan.
He just is Michael Cera.
And he's also Alan. So if you think about it, it kind of was perfect casting.
I guess that's true. I guess you're right. Jesus.
Michael Cera is our real world Alan. He He was born an Allen.
I did love like how self-aware the movie was in that. And again, we won't get into all the details, but there is a part where Helen Mirren, as the narrator, actually like says like, note to the casting. Margot Robbie was probably the wrong person to put in this role if you wanted
because
to believe that she didn't think she was pretty.
Yeah, she was talking about how she didn't think she was pretty. And and they made a note like, yeah, we literally cast like
the most gorgeous woman in the world.
Probably the most prettiest woman in Hollywood right now.
I was actually thinking that in the opening dance scene. Of course there's dance scenes, but there's a dance scene early on and she's just, it's stupid how pretty she is.
Yeah.
Like she's stupidly pretty.
Really is kind of a perfect casting.
Yeah. And Ryan Gosling is one of the most attractive people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, although the blonde hair, not really doing it for me.
Oh, were you expecting to get horny?
No.
Over Ken?
No, not really.
I'm a Ken. Remember when he, near the end, he was wearing a sweatshirt that said, I am Kenough?
Yes!
I want
need
that
that
shit.
shirt.
I want that shit. I'm not kidding. I fucking loved Ken.
I did too.
And like
I did too.
And and I was talking about his emotional dynamics and where that does take him somewhere in terms of questioning his position into the world. And I may be making it sound like it may be deeper than it actually is. It is kind of a little simplified, but it's a fun movie.
It's a really fun movie.
You can definitely question some parts because the conceit of it all, is that the right word? But
sure.
You at least want this movie to be fun in it, and I think it does accomplish that.
Yeah, it does. What was your favorite part of this movie?
I like the Ken dance scenes. I'm just a Ken head now. I'm a huge Ken guy.
I liked the I'm gonna play the guitar at you scene. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Don't say what. Yeah.
I did like it when they were first entering the real world. He grabs onto the patriarchal concept quite well.
Yeah, he goes into a big building. I would like a job.
And he's not really thinking about the ramifications of because he never dislikes Barbie. He always loves her. But he's also like insecure. But he's insecure in the real world and in Barbie land. Yeah. Ken he's stupid, but he's actually quite deep.
He is.
He's so much more layered than Barbie. Honestly, Barbie, we see her figure it out, but it's all connected to her reality, to how she's dealt with in reality. We don't see anyone playing with the Ken in the real world, which is kind of the point of Ken's story. I'll play with you, Ken. Ken's my boy. You are Kenough. All right?
I love it.
So, I don't think
There was a chubby Ken, too. Anyway, keep going.
There was?
Yeah, he was the one that was, like, running for president.
Oh, yeah, he was Dad Bod Ken.
Dad Bod
basically.
Ken. Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
But I think that's pretty much it without giving away too much. I don't know if I'm hitting over a 4 or a 4+ here, but
I don't think so.
But this movie is about as enjoyable as you might expect.
Yeah. I
could also see this movie, I think obviously it's going to be a big hit. I could see it lingering over time as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's
going to be like a classic. People are going to follow this.
Yeah, I think people will carry this movie with them, especially if they're younger. This is going to be one that kind of hangs in their mind. It's kind of a surprise that it took this long to get a proper live-action Barbie movie, huh?
It is.
Tons of animated movies.
There's a lot of stuff I feel from our childhood that is just now coming around, like this Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah,
got made.
That also seemed like it took so much longer than you would expect. I think that live action Mario Brothers movie from forever ago scared the shit out of Nintendo.
I loved it. I loved it, but I understand
you
why.
were a child.
It was for me.
You like it better than the Barbie movie? You said loved, so yes.
I said when I was a child I loved it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So I can't say.
Well, I loved a lot of dumb shit as a kid.
So did I.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck.
But I don't think I'd like it now.
Little Monsters.
Can we get a Slinky movie? Am I right?
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah. Oh,
that
well, we did get
scary.
that. It took me forever to get to that movie. That movie is just beyond weird. Anyway.
Rating. Humping.
We're going to hump this movie 1 through 5 times.
Hump these genitalialess
Yeah.
Barbies.
I like a Ken, but I'm not hung like a Ken doll, okay? All right, don't get it twisted. 1 through 5, you get 1 through 5, I'll get 1 through 5. Best out of 10.
3.5. I think it was really fun. It's definitely not a 4 for me. It was really pretty.
Matching you.
Yeah.
3.5. So we give it a solid 7. That is a nice B.
B for Barbie.
The only other 7 movie we have is The Naked Gun.
It's above The Naked Gun.
You're going to put it above The Naked
Yeah.
Gun. All right. Peep this. Barbie gets a 7 between National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1 and The Naked Gun.
No, it's under Loaded Weapon.
Yeah. Loaded Weapon 1's is 7.25.
I know. Okay.
I never really had a Barbie, but there's a Tippi Hedren Barbie from The Birds that's been out for a while. That would be a fun one. Yeah. Like, I ain't got enough shit, but...
I have a Francie who was not in this movie.
Sequel. You know they're going to make a fucking sequel. But, yeah, and I sent you an image. People make homemade dolls to make their own Barbie version. I would love, like, classic movie star Barbies down the line. That would be very tempting for me. Get a Lana Turner Barbie.
Ooh,
you know, something like that. Or Jane Greer from Out of the Past Barbie. Ooh. Yo, I'd buy that shit like right now.
Yeah.
What if you got Margot Robbie from Barbie?
Sunset Boulevard Barbie.
I sent you that image. Someone made a Lydia Tarr Barbie.
Yeah.
I would buy a Lydia Tarr Barbie. A Tarbie.
Not for the amount of money they want for it. They're custom made on pre-order.
Yeah. Check our show notes for links and other places to find us. If you liked this episode and you liked Barbie, or if you didn't like Barbie, hit like and subscribe on this video. And let us know what you think about Barbie if you've seen it in the comments. Did you like it more than us? You like it less than us? You like it better than Oppenheimer? We'll let you know our thoughts on Oppenheimer next week. It's going to be a long one, we know. But c'est la vie. Now we say bye.
Death to all traitors.
Death to all traitors.
You don't own me. We might change, yeah.
Bye-bye.